Okay, we're in Silhouette Studio and we are going to add a custom name to one of our editable designs using a font. So we're going to go up to the top left corner here and click Open. We're going to choose the design that we want. For this project, we're going to use the We Love You one photo design, and we're selecting the Studio 3 file. And here's our design. We're going to go over to the right-hand side here and click on the Layers panel so we can see all of the layers that we're working with. And we want to add the name to this light pink layer here. And just to make it easier, I'm going to hide all of the other layers so that I can just see more easily what I'm working with. So I'm going to select layer 4 so it is highlighted and go over to the left-hand panel here and click on this A, which is the font. And then I'm going to click anywhere here. It doesn't matter where. We're going to move the position later after we put our word in. So we're going to type in whatever name we want to add. Okay. While this is still highlighted, we want to change the font. I want to use a stencil font so that I don't lose these inside shapes of the letters when I cut it out. So in order to do that, I'm going to leave it highlighted just like this. And another way to do that is to click the plus sign on the layer and just make sure the text layer is highlighted here. And then we're going to go to the right-hand side and click on this icon, which is the fonts icon. And I'm going to search for a stencil font in here and see what comes up. So there's not a ton, but we're going to go with this one, Stardust Stencil. Okay. And now you can see, I'm going to click on this little white square and make it bigger. That when this cuts out of that layer, you're not going to lose the inside shape of those letters now. Okay, so that's the font we'll use. Now we just want to make sure that we put the words in the position that we want them to be in. So I want to center the text layer in the middle of this layer so it looks nice. So there are a couple ways we can do that. One is I can click on the text layer, and you have to kind of be careful to click right on the line there, because if you click here, you end up moving the wrong layer. Okay. But when I see, okay, so when you have it selected though, and you're moving it around, you can see this blue line pops up. That shows you that it's centered with that pink layer. So that's one way to do it, but I'm gonna leave it off to the side and show you another way that might be easier. So if you highlight the text layer, click Shift and highlight the polygon layer, which is just the pink shape. And then click on the Transform panel here on the right-hand side. And then select this horizontal center option. It moves it right into the center of that layer. So now I know that that's perfectly centered, but I want to see where it lands when I make the other layers visible. And I can see that this We Love You text is overlapping my name a little bit more than I would like. So I'm going to go back and here, click out of this and then click the text layer. This time I'm just going to use the arrow keys on my keyboard to move it down a little bit because I want to keep it centered in the middle there. So I'm just using my arrow keys to move it down. That's kind of nice. I actually might make it a little bit smaller, so I am going to have to recenter it. Okay, so I made it a little smaller. I'm going to go back here and do again what I just did. I'm gonna center that horizontally. Okay. And then just select the text layer and do the arrow keys again. Okay, I like how that looks. Okay, that's pretty good. So now we want to cut it out of that layer. So we again want to select both the text layer, press Shift, and the polygon layer. And then we're going to click on the Modify panel here. And it has several options. We're going to click Subtract. And you can see that it just cuts it right out of that layer. And now when you cut it with your machine, it will cut that name out of that pink layer. And that's it. So the next step is just to send this to your machine. I don't have a machine connected at the moment, but when you do, it automatically cuts each layer on a separate sheet of material. So you don't have to do anything. Just follow the on-screen instructions and it will pause in between each layer so that you can set up the next material. That's it.